morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Joel, and this is A Stable Life. Good morning, Buster. Let's get started, shall we? So to start, we're going to be opening up all of our feed bins and getting things ready for each of our horses. We're going to break things down and give each horse a specific measured amount of feed to their diet. As you can see, we have 3 feeds. One's a Calm Ultra. One is a main menu that is this white feed that's pelleted. The other is a Safe Choice Maintenance that looks very similar to the main menu. After we get all our tubs opened up, we're going to scoop out a measured amount of feed into each of these smaller buckets. And each of these buckets represents a stall. And then after we have all of our buckets measured out, we're going to walk on down the aisleways and we're going to dump those buckets into each stall's feed bucket. And that is where the horse will then eat their measured amount of feed once we let them in. A lot of you have been asking what's the purpose behind the donkeys, why we have them. Some even asked who owns them. So I'd like to go ahead and address those questions. To start off, we own the donkeys, Buster and Rocky. They're a new addition at the stable. We've only had them for a couple months. The reason why we got them was at the time we were planning on actually getting into breeding miniature donkeys and making that as a potential revenue stream for our horse stable. So we got 2 miniature donkeys actually to test and see what the field was like, if there was actually a market for them, and when it comes to selling them, if we were actually going to make any profit off of them. So we went down and bought Buster and Rocky. Now, yes, they are 2 studs, so you can't breed 2 studs. You need some jennies. The problem is that jennies are rather expensive, or you have to buy one and then you're gonna have to have her grow for a little bit before she's old enough to breed. So we now have Buster and Rocky. They've pretty much become the stable mascot at this point. So their future is pretty much guaranteed to be here. In regards to breeding in the future, it's definitely a potential. There's definitely a possibility that in the future we'll have some jennies and we'll be breeding miniature donkeys for other people to have miniature donkeys of their own. After we finish putting all the feed buckets in, we're going to grab some hay. And we have a few horses that we have to supplement some extra hay to around the horse stable, such as Poe here. And we're going to drop some slices of hay in and continue forward. Afterwards, we're going to grab some manure buckets and put them out in the aisleway because it's our favorite time of the week. That being said, don't worry too much, guys. I don't plan on showing manure actually at all for this video. I'll see you once the muck buckets are out. Looks like Poncho was a little scared of the camera, so you got a better view of it before he decided to walk by. It's funny, the little things that horses just get scared of. Next up is our other herd, and in this herd, the horse that is going to be our mystery horse of the day is going to be this guy right here. I'm throwing you guys a hard one today. We'll see. Do you know who he is? I'll try to give you as best a look as I can. He has been in a number of our videos, so you definitely have seen him before, in case you're wondering. What's super nice is as all the horses are going in, I simply wait until they're all in the barn, and then I follow in behind and make sure that each horse is in the stall they're supposed to be. And all I do is close the doors. It's pretty straightforward. Sometimes we'll have a random horse that decides that they don't want to go to their stall. In order to fix that, it's really just a matter of going up to them, being gentle, and redirecting them to their proper stall. But that only happens every now and then. For the most part, it's rather straightforward and as simple as that. You'll notice that I'm taking out square bales today. The reason behind the switch up, our feeders are about depleted and it's about time to put out some more round bales. But we have some warmer weather coming in. It's gonna be near 45 degrees. With that warmer weather, we have rain coming in. So we've decided we're gonna feed square bales so that way we don't have the round bales get soaked and then a lot of hay waste that would follow because the horses won't eat the hay. We do plan on eventually having some structures out there over top of the feeders so that it's no longer an issue. For now, we'll work with what we have. We're going to be putting out square bales for this morning and afternoon's feeding. That way we have no hay waste and we're using all of our hay to its fullest potential. As we're heading out into the pasture, we're going to be putting hay in both of our pastures. In the middle pasture, we're going to be putting out one bale of hay, and we're going to split this between the first and the second feeders. And then for our big pasture, we're going to be putting out 2 bales of hay. Being that we have 4 feeders, that means we're going to put 1 bale between the first and the second, and 1 bale between the third and the fourth. While I'm taking care of handling manure, we're going to go ahead and get the donkeys out so you guys can go ahead and enjoy some donkey time. It's that time of the day. That's right, guys. It's donkey time. Before we let the donkeys out, we just got to get their pasture ready for them. That means that we're going to be giving them 2 slices of hay. And don't worry about the run-in shed that they're using. I will be cleaning that later when I'm taking out manure. And on top of that, we're also going to be getting them a nice bucket of water. The water trough's just too big for them to drink out of, so we give them a 5-gallon bucket of water, which takes care of them for the day. Play? Huh? You wanna fight? You wanna fight? Let's go, let's go. Leia absolutely loves the snow, so I always try to take a little bit of my day just to play with her in the snow because she absolutely loves it. Whew, that was a lot of manure. My goodness. Which makes sense. In our previous video, we had a very cold weather moving in, so we decided to keep all of our horses in for an entire night. A lot of the manure we actually moved and put into the muck buckets, which is all of these that you see along the aisleway here and here. Thankfully, we actually had no issues with the horses being kept in. The only horse that actually gave us a little bit of trouble was Falcon, and he just was really nervous. But it looks like he's snapping out of it now. He just was really anxious, and then ended up working into it so that he wasn't eating. We watched him very closely, and things are looking good. He's back to his normal behavior, so we're happy to see that. As for the rest of these guys, they handled it just fine, and the barn is all cleaned up. And I know you guys are probably wondering, hey, Joel, you didn't introduce any of the horses this video. No worries, I actually had a special plan to kind of help you guys get familiar with the horses' names. So here we go. We're gonna start things off with our horse right here. As you guys know, this is Falcon. Next up, we have Tucker, followed by Skywalker, Argento, Rebel, Spitfire, Duke, Poncho, Weather, Jack, Danny, Gavin, Declan, Poe, Champ, Archer, Suede, Casino, and our mystery horse, Obi, also known as my horse. Hey, buddy. Yeah, what's up, buddy? Yeah, what's up? In the future, I have an idea to do kind of like a lightning round where I go through all the horses really quick and see if you guys can tell who I missed. But I don't think you guys are ready for that quite yet, so we're gonna get there slowly. So with all of the manure handled and taken care of, then that means there's pretty much one thing left to do, and that is get Tucker's pasture set up for Tucker. And then it's time to let all the horses out. A lot of you have been asking how we check with the horse's weight and also why certain horses are in certain pastures. No worries, those answers are coming. I can only talk about so much in a video. I'm sorry. Tucker's a big horse, so he requires quite a bit of hay to keep him busy for the day. He stays in our what we call the left run during the day, his humble abode. There we go. All to Tucker. And he's neighbors with the donkeys, Buster and Rocky. You'll notice I never do guess whose name the donkeys are, because I know you guys would know the names immediately. Everyone knows Buster and Rocky's name. Sadly, it's looking like this upcoming week, going into Wednesday and Thursday, which is the day this video will be released, we're getting another winter storm that's going to start off as rain and then transition to sleet, freezing rain, and then snow, with the temperature starting at 45 degrees and then ending at 5 degrees. And of course, that's all in Fahrenheit. So with that weather event, more than likely we'll be keeping them in for that, which means we'll need to keep a close eye on Falcon to make sure he handles it just fine. As you saw, we moved him so that he was with other horses and he wasn't by himself. It did help a little bit, but he ended up not eating that entire night. The horses really prefer to be turned out. Of course, in bad weather events, it's actually dangerous for them to be out in those situations, but 99% of the time, we like to let them out and enjoy the beautiful pastures that we have. With this upcoming weather event, we're more than likely going to be keeping them in. I'll be keeping you guys posted, of course, in regards to what happens and how things turn out. This end up may not even hitting us, and honestly, I'm kind of hopeful that it doesn't, but it doesn't look good. They're pretty much forecasting a 100% chance. Until then, it's we're supposed to have some beautiful weather, sunny and clear skies. So until then, we're going to be able to enjoy some good weather. Something that I always enjoy watching is the horses drinking at the water bowl. I never was able to find a place to put the camera, but I found out that the roof actually works as a perfect place to put the camera. So I was able to get some video of the horses going up to the water bowl. Here you can actually see our leader of the herd, Spitfire, in the purple blanket, coming up and getting a drink and deciding that he wants to have a drink on the other side of the fence, where all the other horses are getting a drink. And it's interesting, just watch as he comes through and cuts right through all of them, right up to the water bowl to get a drink. And then later on we have Tucker, shows up to the party, and he's completely fine because he's in a separate pasture. Well guys, this is going to be it for today's video. I super hope that you enjoyed another day in a stable life. This has been fun to record. It's been a nice calm day. The horses have been really good. I hope that after watching this video I was able to earn your subscription, and if you haven't, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Thank you so very much for everybody that's leaving a nice comment down in the comment section, sharing the video. Super appreciate that. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.